Uganda is battling an Ebola outbreak. But while combating the virus, the government is also trying to protect their billion-dollar tourism industry.
We cannot afford to see the economy get broken like it did during the time of COVID-19.
The government is accused by critics of controlling information about the virus, but they say they're avoiding spreading panic and stigma, which could badly damage Uganda's economy. This is Kibale National Park, dubbed the primate capital of the world. Lush rainforest stretches for hundreds of miles. The tourism industry built around places like this brings in more than $1 billion annually. The fear around an Ebola outbreak could threaten all that. But on the edge of the park near the town of Fort Portal lies that very threat. Kamigisa's niece, Ngonzi, went into hospital to give birth in January. 2 weeks later, she was dead. Her newborn, Akram, died not long after, and then her 4-year-old son, Ibra. Kamigisa had been caring for the children, and when she fell ill, she thought the worst.
Família tukabanza tuaitina betu tuahika twakoraki bamanya ngo burwaire butahire ko muka webola batagira kwanga kona bekiriza batamu karantine so ebisigaire twabirekera ruhanga.
The whole extended family were placed in quarantine. For 21 days, they waited to discover their fate. As more cases were confirmed and the rush to locate contacts began, the country declared an Ebola outbreak. The World Health Organization was informed and governments across the world sent out warnings to travelers. A nightmare for those running Uganda's tourist industry. They took to social media to voice their anger, and the government took notice. Visiting the Ebola task force in Fort Portal, the health minister warned that they must protect lives, but also livelihoods.
We cannot afford to see the economy get broken like it did during the time of COVID-19. The economy has now recovered. It needs to build. This is the tourism city, and this is the tourism region. We shall affect tourism, we will affect trade and travel.
That means controlling information around the outbreak. The government argues that secrecy prevents stigma and panic, but critics question whether the public has the right to know more. We have been given the names of 3 hotels in Fort Portal that the government is using to quarantine individuals that might have come into contact with Ebola patients. And the building behind me is one of them. It's so secretive that people in this area do not know their new neighbors could be carrying Ebola. We have been told that the government is using this hotel to quarantine people who might have Ebola.
Really? I'm not sure of that.
How do you feel?
I feel scared because Ebola is a killer disease.
So do you think the government should tell you if there are people inside?
They need to tell the neighbors to be careful with that place if they are there.
So you have not been informed at all?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Right now, I don't feel okay because I must be knowing the information and yet I don't know it. So there's no way I can prevent myself without knowing the information that the quarantine is around me, yet I don't know.
You don't know?
Yes.
That makes you worried?
Yes.
Outside the country's capital, Kampala, this is the Uganda Virus Research Institute, the central hub for Ebola testing. When a positive result is confirmed here, the World Health Organization is informed instantly and an outbreak is announced. Now, the government is outsourcing the testing to other labs, leading critics to accuse them of trying to hide the numbers.
This time around, the Ministry of Health is cautious. The governance structure of managing the outbreak has changed. Right now, it's more closed. You know, the senior top manager of Ministry of Health is managing the outbreak in a controlled way to respond also to the, you know, the interests of the business community, particularly tourism, because it can cause a lot of cancellations.
Away from the politics, Kamigisa and her family mourn for those they have lost. They still carry the stigma of the disease. It's so contagious and deadly that wherever it lurks, it elicits fear and dread.
Ya amani muno tugitungire ya amani babaire mbanga nokutuguza muduka kukwata sente zaitu bagamba abo mutakwata sente za Ebola nimufwa nibaturora baga mutatuise Ebola mbatutina na saha zino tarora hano enu family.
Uganda is now walking a tightrope, balancing its economic prosperity with control of the disease. One wrong step could prove disastrous for the country and the world.
Well, we contacted the Ugandan government to respond to tonight's report. They said that they dispute the claims made. You can find a dubbed version of the report on our website.